Hey there, everybody. David Jackson joining you from the Boone Area Chamber of Commerce. Welcome into another Chamber Report video for Friday, May 14th. We try not to come to you with these very often unless they're a big announcement, and today definitely qualifies for that. So let's get into it. There are some caveats because there always are, and we want to make sure that you're fully understanding everything that has happened here this afternoon. So at 1:30 today, Executive Order 215 went into place, and that was effective immediately. Eliminates most of the COVID restrictions in North Carolina with a few exceptions. So face covering requirements lifted in most settings. More on that in just a minute. Capacity restrictions lifted in all settings. Social distance requirements have been lifted in all settings. There are some places that the state will still require people, vaccinated or unvaccinated, to wear masks. Schools, childcare facilities, children's day or overnight camps, certain healthcare settings like long-term care facilities that have been governed a little bit differently anyway throughout this whole process, public transportation, prisons, establishments that are providing shelter or assisting people with homelessness. All of those places, vaccinated or unvaccinated, you still must wear a mask per state guidelines. And that is laid out here in Executive Order 215. If you're getting this in your chamber email, you've got links to all these documents already, so you can go and read a little bit more on this. Now, there's some difference here between vaccinated and unvaccinated folks as it relates to Executive Order 215. If you are vaccinated, everything that I just said applies to you. Face coverings, capacity restrictions, social distancing, all of that kind of stuff. The capacity restrictions is kind of all present. Venues do not have to limit their capacity anymore. So that will take a little bit of time, and I'll get into that in just a minute as well. There's some other things to factor into that. But as of today, all of those things are eliminated for folks that are vaccinated. If you are unvaccinated, you are still expected to wear a mask. You are still expected to social distance. We are realistic in understanding that that's going to be really hard to enforce, but that's the way the executive order reads. All right. And the state continues to push its vaccination program. 12 to 15-year-olds being eligible this week for the Pfizer vaccine will help boost the numbers somewhat. There are clinics that have started as early as today to help get folks vaccinated in the area. And then, of course, they're readily available at multiple locations through multiple providers now here in the community. So if you want a vaccine, got plenty of opportunity to get one. Now, let's get into another caveat here. You may remember from back in June that the town of Boone actually has a state of emergency in place. And one of the restrictions in that state of emergency is actually a mask mandate, both for people going inside public settings as well as staff for all businesses. Now, that is still in place. That is not superseded by any changes in this particular executive order. As a matter of fact, Governor Roy Cooper was asked the specific question earlier today: can towns and businesses still do things the way they want to? He said yes. So the town of Boone still has their mask mandate in place. Now, I will also tell you that on the agenda Tuesday night at the town council meeting, this issue was already scheduled to come up. I think that it caught some folks off guard that it came so quickly, and thus the timing of this is all off. So the town of Boone does have a mechanism in place to discuss their state of emergency and any changes they want to make to that coming up on Tuesday night. That agenda is online at townofboone.net. I also want to talk about the business aspect of this. One of the other things that Roy Cooper said today was that businesses still have the right to operate their business as they want to. So I would say it like this for you. If you are planning to go to a business and understanding that these rules just came out and there are staffing issues to consider as businesses are trying to expand their operations, right? It's not going to be just so quick that people can snap their fingers and we're all back to wide open 100%. Businesses have been staffing themselves at 50% capacity for the better part of a year. So don't expect them to just pop the doors open and let everybody in tonight. Give them some time, pack some patience, know that they need to hire. It's been hard to hire part-time staff across all businesses right now. If you need a part-time job right now, you have the pick of just about any one that you want, as businesses are really struggling to get part-time employees, some of them paying much more than they normally would to try to get folks in the door. So again, opportunity is there if you would like to get a job and have that need in our community. But with that said, it's not going to be just so easy to scale things up overnight. So give our businesses a few days to get organized, understand what these new guidelines are, and then determine what they still might or might not want to enforce. So I'll say it again like this. If you are planning on patronizing a business, be ready to be able to act on whatever that business says is its mode of operation. If they require a mask, have a mask with you if you want to go inside. If you don't have a mask and they say they want you to wear one, be prepared not to be able to go in. It's really that simple, and that's their right based on what the governor said today. So with all of that said, I do anticipate that once all the wrinkles to this all get worked out, you will see businesses expand their operations. You'll see more tables in restaurants. You'll see more access to some of the businesses that have been limited by capacity restrictions. You'll see things look a little bit more normal. But just understand that the other part to this, the other shoe to step down is the staffing element of this. So hopefully we can continue to work with those businesses, be patient with them, and let them get up to speed before we begin to expect that everything's just back to normal again. All right. So again, all of these things linked in your email. If you're a Boone Area Chamber member, you can find these documents online at boonechamber.com as well. Best to keep your ear to the ground. And as these things tend to go, when an executive order gets released, there's usually oh, but what about this? And then that issue gets addressed. So it'll take a minute, but a lot of excitement around the state, as you can imagine, that because of vaccination rates and some other data, a lot of this coming from the CDC changing their recommendations. As a matter of fact, Roy Cooper said today that was why North Carolina changed their restrictions because the CDC guidance changed. This all happened really fast. Did you ever think that after a year and a half of doing this, that it was just going to go bang, bang and be done? I don't think anybody did. Understand that operationally, that I don't think anybody expected on Monday that all this could be done by Friday. So we'll continue to keep you as informed as we can. A lot of these conversations that are going on right now will help us spell this out a little bit better on Monday. We're going to talk to Jennifer Green on Monday on the Keep Boone Healthy channel to better digest some of the operational things there, as well as update you on the vaccine tallies and how you can get access to that as well. So have a great weekend. Certainly some interesting Friday afternoon news, but as always, we try to keep you informed with the very latest factual information, and we appreciate you clicking on this video and continuing to support the Boone Area Chamber of Commerce. Have a great weekend. Take care, everybody.